Chapter 2 is coming soon, and it's going to be one heck of an update. But are you ready for it? In today's video, we're going to be looking at what you need to prepare for when it comes to Chapter 2, what there will be, and the really exciting, very exciting, by the way, 4 years to come, especially if you're on official servers. If you want an exciting new start that could be very profitable and good, especially when it comes to getting rare thralls, legendary items and tools, well, listen up here, folks. The new event is going to be where it is at, and you have so many places to choose from to do this event. There are 11 different locations you can go to for legendary weapons and tools, but every single location also has the chance for you to buy certain things, like very special thralls. And you just need a bit of ancient Obolus to buy. So we'll buy a couple, for example, and we have an Oivin tool tree with a Delincia snow hunter. So very saucy. You might be thinking, how do I get my hands on this new currency, the Obolus? And a lot of people will tell you, well, yeah, you know, just do the witch hunt event. Yeah, there you go. That will get you all of the Obolus that you want and need. However, I am by the belief that that is not the most efficient method you could go about getting this kind of thing. Now, there are a few ways you can get ancient Obolus, and you're going to absolutely want to get some because it's going to be extremely important. Because this whole kind of thing is your bread and butter for 3 months, so you're going to want to make use of it, and I especially recommend making use of this new system because it is going to be very valuable, especially for new playthroughs or even current ones, especially if you really need thralls or certain pieces of gear. You have a few options. Obtain a Sorcerer's Skull, aka the lowest reward you can get. At tier 2, you can knock out sorcerers and bring them back to the cages for some coin as well. And finally, for the quote-unquote best reward you can get the Magi Skull, which is gotten via by doing the witch hunt events. But, I am under the belief that, yes, that is by far the most very inefficient way you can go about getting coin. One reason for this is they are on very far away parts of the map. You have one in the ruins of Ixalan. You have one by the passage, which you could argue you could take the passage through to the ruins, but it's still quite a trek and you're not guaranteed the event. And then your final one is near the Shrine of the Oracle, which is in the volcano. You could argue you could keep doing loops and loops, but these are encounters, so you are not guaranteed a drop of, you know, the event. You could argue you could use the obelisk, which would be the better way to do it if you wanted a witch hunt event. However, like I said, these encounters are not always going to happen, and if you're on a server with people, well, other people could be cashing in them instead, and you could just be wasting a lot of time. I'll show you the rewards either way as they are as current, but I do believe bringing the thralls in would probably be more cash-inable because there are way more of them on the map. Anyway, I got 9 ancient obelisks from just doing that, and I got some rewards as well. Let's try and cash in some different things, like the basic skulls from just killing sorcerers. So I'm going to chuck out these Magi Skulls and just use the normal ones. For cashing in, I get pretty much 4 ancient obelisks. So, you could argue that's quite a bit as well, but 2 kills equal up to 1 capture, so you'll still be making more. Anyway, when it comes to these lovely Magi Skulls, what do we get for cashing those in instead? Well, we tend to get 18 ancient obelisks, so a whole 18 or 16 even here for a Magi Skull. So is it really worth it over the 9 I got in the cart, when I could just knock out 2 sorcerers in the same camp, let's say, and put them both in the cart and then get about the same amount of coins than I would to do an entire like 15-minute event and have to travel all over the map to get it, and it might not even spawn for me? Well, you'd have a way better time at knocking out thralls, sticking them in the cart, and doing it that way to get your coin. So don't be fooled by these witch hunt events. Yeah, they might be good and fun to do a couple of times, but they will not reap the rewards that you want them to for a prolonged amount of time. Instead of chasing after witch hunt events, you could be going to the Dogs of the Desert and knocking out both of these Demorian sorcerers. And literally just outside this camp, which is in the easier area to get to by the way, is one of those carts literally just outside. This is probably one of the best places you can actually go to and cash in some ancient obelisks, because the cart is literally right there. So you could knock those two out, cash them in, happy days, wait for them to respawn, cash them in again. Or when I was looking for a sorcerer kill map, I actually made some. You could take the route if you wanted to and make bank. I made this map for another video just to kill sorcerers and go around in a loop using map rooms and obelisks and stuff like that. This is basically an example of this. You don't have to use obelisks and map rooms, but all the purple markers will show you where there is a potential sorcerer spawn, and usually where the sorcerer spawns are, on a lot of them, are the carts you can find. So you can go to these double spots, which are very valuable. So you have a couple in Set City, you have a couple in Dogs, there are a couple over here as well. You could use these places and use them as cash-in points, or, you know, you can see all these very close by ones. Use those and take them to carts instead, or something like that. Either way, my point as it stands right now, in the test live build, the witch hunt event is a bit of a scam when it comes to earning coins. You definitely want to knock out thralls instead of the other two options, if you can. And you can easily do that with thralls with truncheons on, and that will easily do the trick. Anyway, my point with these is they can be extremely valuable if you get some ancient obelisks. Even if you wanted to just do 2 thrall knockouts, you could buy a black blood hatchet. Do you know how easy you could do that in the beginning, especially with like sorcerer camps? They're extremely low tier. You could go to some of the lower map ones, like you could even go to the Defari camp over here where they have sorcerers, knock out a few, and there's a cart literally in the camp, and then you could immediately buy one of the best tools in the game. Like, there you go. No going in a crappy ice cave anymore. Just buy it off this lovely exiled trader. Yep, absolutely worth doing. This event's going to be amazing. Or knock out 2 sorcerers and you could buy an El's Drinker, which is a legendary weapon. That's not the only legendary weapon for trade. They have a freaking Axe of the Lion for trade on one of these sorcerers. It's crazy, and all the camps have different trades as well as some of the same trades as well. Anyway, you could buy a big assortment of things. You could buy supply materials for 5 Obolus, so you could absolutely farm the absolute crap out of this event just to get some supply materials. That gave me 500 steel bars and a 500 tar. That is incredible, and I'll use another one. I got 750 tar from that one. These are incredible. And then we're going to look at 500 steel bars again. So that's pretty common apparently. And more tar. And more steel bars. Oh my goodness. And more tar and more iron bars. That's for just opening a few chests that cost you 5 obelisks, which you can easily get out of just knocking out 1 sorcerer on its own. So these are absolutely nutty and absolutely amazing rewards that you can get. And then the craziest thing of them all is the slaver. You can, of course, it's going to cost 50 obelisks. It's not cheap, okay? It's going to cost you, well, it depends on your time management, but it might cost you about 5 knocked out sorcerers or 6, and you'll have 50 of these ancient obelisks. Or maybe you'll need 7, it depends how you roll. But if I wanted some workers, let me just buy some of these. Let's say I didn't want to work for my crafters. It totally changes up the game. Yes, it could be random, and you could get random things, but you can get some really nice stuff out of here. So this guy seems to give the same kind of thing. John the Tinkerer, Grat Stinkfinger, Darmok the Experimenter, Neor the Battleborn. Okay, these are all tier 4 crafters, by the way, which is absolutely insane. Let's just go to a different place to see if it's any different. But these are really, really valuable rewards that you can now get via just doing this event by knocking out sorcerers. So now it's going to be more important than ever. Do you know where these sorcerers are before ahead of time? So you can go ahead and farm them, and then you can literally play Conan this way. You can do the entire game this way if you want. Like, this could be the new way to go about things. This dude, literally, Axe of the Lion, he's selling it. Go over here, Black Blood Sickle, pretty insane. Go over here, supply materials, absolutely beautiful. So they all have these kind of sellers, and then we have the guy that trades the people over here. So we're going to try and buy some workers off him. Just going to buy a few right in front of your face. What do we get? We got an A-Castle 9 fingers, durability carpenter. And we got some other things. So I do seem to be getting a few duplicates here, but you only really need, well, unless you want a certain one that does like a damage upgrade, let's say for an armorer or something. Well, not a damage upgrade for an armorer upgrade for an armorer. You could easily, you know, if you wanted something specialised, you'd have to farm it still, but you can get a really, really good armour set by having one of these T4 crafters right off the bat, and it's not for that much. And of course you might get some duplicates, but it depends how you want to spend your time. Do you want to spend your time like slaughtering an entire camp all the time to maybe not profit and get the thrall you want? Or maybe you just want to spend a few hours, you know, maybe collecting sorcerers and putting them into a cart, getting money, and then getting a much more, you know, valuable chance at getting something very much worth it, because you are guaranteed a T4 every time. And then maybe, if you're on a public server, you could trade certain T4s with other people that need other T4s that you might have. So, you know, it could be easily done. It's going to be an amazing event. And there are 11 different locations on the map, on Exiled Lands, as well as Sipter, where you can get lots of different rewards. Currently inside of my inventory are the things that you can buy off of certain sorcerers. So you can buy their momentum, which is a legendary mace. So happy days if you get that one on your thralls, big time. You know, you're going to plow through quite a lot of content with that. Then you can get all of the different Mad Prophet armor at different places. The Forge Light, which is a legendary warhammer. You can get the War Spear of the Black Circle, also nice. Axe of the Lion, one of my favourite legendaries out there. Of course, more Mad Prophet armor, which doesn't seem to have a buff on it yet. Maybe it won't at all, but it will be decent medium armor. And then you can get all of the Black Blood tools that you like. So you get a pick, a hatchet, a sickle, and a skinning knife. All you would be missing is a cleaver, but of course you're going to be fine if you have these tools. It's going to do better than a lot of early game cleavers will do for you. Then you have El's Drinker, Eye of Can, which is a nice bow, Frost Shot. You also have the Daggers of the Nameless Days, and you have the Glimmer Moon. So you can get a chance of getting lots of varieties of different legendary weapons. The only thing I didn't see in here was like a good katana or a great sword, I believe. I haven't seen one of those in there yet. Which would be quite nice to see if they add it as an extra maybe later on, but for now it doesn't seem to be a thing. Either way, it presents a nice opportunity to be able to buy some stuff extremely early on and get set up and maybe fill in a few holes in places that you need to fill out when it comes to buying certain, you know, workers and stuff. And even fighters, it's even more worth it because you get a lovely range. Now, you can get archers as well, like Varpnir, Marcos, Bane of Beast, Dalencia, Janos. These are all very amazing thralls, and Dalencia and Janos seem to be quite common, as well as Varpnir. But you can get a really big range of them, and just having one of these, just to start off, and buying them with coins, is absolutely worth it, let me just say that, because they're going to start off with really nice health pools and stuff like that. And especially on Sipter, you can gear these guys up pretty easily as well, to have really nice stuff. And don't forget, when you have thralls like this and you place them down, let me just show you for example. So let me grab, let's say, I think a Dalencia would be absolutely perfect for this. If we grab her and we're going to put her down, say you bought her for 50 coins, you've cashed in a few very, very easy sorcerers. We're going to put this lady down, and what does she have? She has a star metal sword. So, you've instantly also upgraded your arsenal just by buying a nice thrall as well if you wanted to. Or you could buy her a nice mace up there as well, and then use the sword instead yourself. And you'll probably get a lot more out of it. On Sipter, of course, getting the armor would be a lot easier. But on Exiled Lands as well, you could always just buy this Mad Prophet stuff and then she can go ahead and wear it. And then, of course, you could just bring her to a few camps and get going, you know, in a very different fashion. So 420 armor, very nice, very nice. Yeah, you could just go ahead, put her in the Mad Prophet if you bought it, or, you know, you could just put her in some of that medium stuff you farmed down below in the noob area, wherever you like. So it's going to be an insanely worth it event to do for you, I absolutely promise you that. Although what I would say with the witch hunt events, once you've experienced them once, unless they up the coins by the time it comes to official, I really don't think it's worth travelling the map to do the witch hunt events for the rewards as of current, because they are not really worth it. It's there for the experience, and then you can go straight to just knocking out thralls and cashing them in, or worst comes to worst, you kill them and cash them in for a little bit of lower money, but you'll still be able to buy some nice stuff overall. And you'll be able to get a buttload of steel as well if you buy some of those lovely baggies, you know, those lovely bearer boxes. You can get really, really nice ones. So it's going to be absolutely vital that you're on your sorcery knockout spree. Give that Delicia her truncheon. You want to get that ready. Get your truncheons ready, get your thralls ready to do some knocking out. Get them bindings ready is what I would say. And make sure you know where your sorcerers are located, because you're going to want to knock them out. And make sure you're ready to bring them to one of those carts and cash it in. And these do have to be knocked out ones on the string. They can't be pre-tamed. Just bear that in mind. So if you do get a sorcerer, bring them on the string, bring them in the cart, get your money, and then you can travel around and see what is worth it for you. But mainly, the ones that sell the thralls that you can find anywhere are absolutely worth it as well. Like, they're absolutely amazing. So do have a look around, do a bit of window shopping if you get me. But you're definitely going to want to get your truncheons ready, your bindings ready, and just be ready for this event, because a lot of people are probably going to be sprinting for it. If you want to start Conan Exiles, I think Chapter 2 is an absolutely amazing, wonderful opportunity for you to start Conan Exiles, especially if you're on official servers, because you're going to get the biggest start of your life that you're probably ever going to get in Conan with this event. It's probably the best start you're ever going to get, so just bear that in mind. That this event is absolutely insane, amazing. I'm really happy that they're stirring up the pot a bit and bringing in some really cool things. So look forward to it. Let me know what you think of Chapter 2 and the update. Do remember, a lot of the cosmetical things you have seen will most likely be in the Battle Pass or the Bazaar, because that's just how they are. We found out a little while ago in a video, things you can't spawn in Test Live Client, they will most likely be locked behind paywalls, aka in your Battle Pass or Bazaar. So I'm going to tell you now, lots of nice things you saw are going to be paywalled, okay? But apart from that, there is a very, very, very cool event they've put in here, and it will be definitely worth checking out. And then you can see how you feel about it. And remember, if you had the previous Battle Pass and you didn't spend any coins, you should have the coins to buy the next Battle Pass as they promised. So it would probably be an absolute best time if you ever wanted to get a Battle Pass, would be probably now when they start this Chapter 2, which I believe to be coming out on the 6th of December. So keep an eye out for that, or early December, either way. Keep an eye on the channel, keep subscribed, and I will keep you up to date on anything spicy coming and happening in Conan Exiles. But anyway, thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!